9 out of 10 men over 60 don't realize this. But there are certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, that can silently wreck their testosterone levels and leave them feeling weaker, slower, and older than they really are. Most of us grew up believing vegetables were always good for us, that every leafy green, every herb, and every root was a medicine from the earth. But the shocking truth is that not all vegetables are your allies. Some of them are hidden enemies, sneaking into your meals under the disguise of health while quietly stripping you of the very hormone that keeps you alive as a man. I'm not talking about junk food, processed sugar, or fast food here. I'm talking about everyday plants that look innocent on the plate but are dangerous to your masculinity. Today, I'm going to expose 3 vegetables that are proven to lower testosterone levels fast, especially in men over 60, and I'll show you how to avoid them before they rob you of your strength, your drive, and your vitality. Let me begin by saying this clearly. Testosterone isn't just about sex. Too many men think of it only in that narrow way. Testosterone is about your energy, your muscle mass, your bone strength, your memory, your confidence, and even your ability to get up every morning with purpose. It is the hormone that makes you feel like yourself. When it falls too low, men don't just lose intimacy, they lose part of who they are. That's why understanding which foods lower it is not a small matter. It is about protecting the very core of your masculine health. And what makes this even more dangerous is that the foods I'm going to expose are ones many men consume daily, believing they're doing something good for their body. In reality, they're feeding decline. The first vegetable that silently crushes testosterone is mint. Yes, mint, the refreshing leaf you find in teas, salads, desserts, and even as a garnish in drinks. On the surface, it looks harmless. It smells fresh, it tastes light, and it's marketed as soothing and cleansing. But science tells a darker story. Clinical studies, including research published in Phytotherapy Research, have shown that spearmint tea can drastically lower testosterone levels. In one trial, men who drank spearmint tea daily saw a significant reduction in free testosterone in just a few short weeks. That means every cup of mint tea is like sending a signal to your body to shut down its own testosterone factory. The way mint works is deceptively simple. Compounds in mint suppress luteinizing hormone, the very hormone your brain sends to your testes to produce testosterone. Without that signal, production slows, output drops, and your testosterone crashes. For a young man in his 20s or 30s, this might not be catastrophic because his body is producing so much. But for a man over 60, where testosterone is already naturally lower, adding mint to the daily diet is like throwing gasoline on the fire of decline. I've had men come into my clinic puzzled about why their energy was draining, why they felt flat, why their intimacy faded, only to discover that their nightly ritual of drinking mint tea was one of the hidden culprits. They thought they were relaxing, when in reality, they were sabotaging their masculinity. The second vegetable that men must avoid if they want to protect their testosterone is licorice root. Technically a root vegetable, licorice is often consumed as a tea, candy flavoring, or herbal remedy. It is praised in some circles for its digestive benefits and its natural sweetness. But the truth is that licorice is one of the most potent testosterone killers found in nature. Multiple studies have confirmed this, including one published in the Journal of Endocrinological Investigation, which showed that men who consumed licorice root experienced up to a 40% drop in testosterone in just 1 week. Yes, 1 week was all it took to slash their hormone levels almost in half. The culprit is a compound called glycyrrhizin, found in licorice root. Glycyrrhizin interferes with the enzymes in your adrenal glands, enzymes that play a crucial role in testosterone production. But that's not all. It also raises cortisol, the stress hormone, and cortisol is testosterone's worst enemy. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. That means licorice doesn't just lower your hormone levels, it also makes you feel more stressed, more fatigued, and more prone to belly fat. I've seen men in their 60s who added licorice tea to their diet, believing it would soothe their digestion or improve their health. Within weeks, they noticed more fatigue, softer muscles, weaker erections, and a lack of motivation. When they cut out licorice root, their testosterone levels began to rebound, and they felt like themselves again. The third vegetable is a surprising one, because it has both benefits and dangers depending on how much you consume. I'm talking about cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and kale. Now, in moderation, cruciferous vegetables are excellent for you. They contain compounds that help reduce excess estrogen, which in turn supports testosterone balance. But here's where the danger lies. Too much of them flips the script. These vegetables contain high levels of indole, 3, carbinol, and sulforaphane, compounds that, when consumed in excess, can disrupt androgen balance and suppress testosterone. A study in nutrition and cancer highlighted how excessive intake of raw cruciferous vegetables altered hormone metabolism in ways that could lower testosterone. For women, this can sometimes be protective, but for older men, especially those already struggling with low testosterone, juicing kale daily or loading up on cabbage at every meal can backfire. I've had patients proudly tell me they were consuming kale smoothies every morning to fight aging, only to report lower libido, weaker recovery from workouts, and declining energy. When we scaled back and diversified their greens, adding spinach, arugula, and beet greens instead of pounding crucifers every day, their hormone balance improved and their vitality returned. So let's be clear. These are the 3 vegetables that every man over 60 must approach with caution if he values his testosterone. Mint, with its hormone-suppressing compounds. Licorice root, with its testosterone-slashing glycyrrhizin. And cruciferous vegetables like cabbage and kale, which in excess can disrupt androgen balance and lower free testosterone. Together, they form a silent trio of saboteurs that rob older men of the strength, energy, and masculinity they still deserve to enjoy. Now, some of you may be wondering, should I cut out vegetables altogether? Absolutely not. Vegetables are crucial for your health. The key is knowing which ones help and which ones hurt. While mint, licorice, and crucifers in excess lower testosterone, there are plenty of vegetables that support it. Spinach, for example, is loaded with magnesium, which helps raise free testosterone. Arugula is rich in nitrates, which improve blood flow and performance. Beets enhance nitric oxide, boosting circulation and supporting cardiovascular health, which is directly tied to sexual vitality. Even onions and garlic, when eaten regularly, have been shown in animal and human studies to naturally increase testosterone production. But food is only part of the story. Lifestyle determines how far those foods take you. Men who add spinach to their diet but sit all day, sleep poorly, and let stress run wild won't see results. On the other hand, men who combine testosterone-friendly vegetables with strength training, proper sleep, and stress management can see their hormone levels rebound significantly. I've seen men in their 70s who thought their best days were gone regain their fire simply by cutting out mint tea, avoiding licorice, scaling back crucifers, and building a diet around spinach, arugula, onions, and garlic, paired with light resistance training and deep restorative sleep. The truth is, testosterone is not optional. It is not a luxury. It is the cornerstone of male health. Without it, you lose not just intimacy, but strength, focus, independence, and even years off your life. Low testosterone is linked with frailty, fractures, heart disease, diabetes, depression, and dementia. That's why guarding it, especially after 60, is one of the smartest moves you can make. And that starts with your plate. So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, go to your kitchen. Open the fridge. Look for mint teas, mint leaves, licorice roots, or cabbage-heavy juices and smoothies. Remove them. Replace them with spinach, arugula, beets, onions, and garlic. Then give your body 30 days. Watch your energy rise. Notice how your mood lifts. Pay attention to your intimacy, your focus, your strength. I promise you'll feel the difference, because when you protect testosterone, you protect everything that makes life worth living as a man. Remember this. Not all vegetables are created equal. Some are allies. Others are silent enemies. Mint and licorice root are clear testosterone killers. Cruciferous vegetables are double-edged swords, helpful in moderation, harmful in excess. After 60, your margin for error is smaller. Your body can't afford hidden mistakes. That's why you need to know the truth and act on it now. If this message struck you, don't stop here. Share it with a brother, a friend, or anyone you know who's struggling with low energy or fading masculinity. And don't forget to subscribe, because every week I bring you the truth about men's health after 60. The things most doctors won't say, but that you deserve to hear. I'm Dr. Samuel Boyd, and this is your wake-up call. Never eat these 3 vegetables again. They kill testosterone fast, especially for senior men. Protect your strength, protect your masculinity, and live the years ahead with power, purpose, and pride.